Good evening and welcome to Forgotten stream. Tonight I'm live casting a Trackmania match between teams Tresen and Reven. They are competing in Division 1 of United League Reborn 3 in Trackmania United Forever. I am joined by MixD.
Hello.
So, these teams are competing in Division 1A, a subdivision of Division 1. Current standings are: Tresen are in the lead with 9 points, followed by Reven with 5, followed by Jonny with 3 points in third and last position. So, the way it's going at the moment, Jonny cannot get second place anymore because this is the last group stage match of this subdivision. And if Reven want to get the first position, they will need to win every single map tonight. Because they are 4 points down on Tresen. And this is basically the only option. So they have Stadium, Coast and Rally. Also Desert, but they are playing Desert tomorrow. I'm expecting an exciting match. Let's see how it's going to unfold. Do you have any predictions for us, Mix?
I'm predicting a close match. Looks like we're about to start on Coast. Both of these teams stupendously skilled, and they will have trained for this match. So I think we're going to see a lot of really close racing. I think this is going to be hot.
Yes.
I don't have a prediction about who's going to win right now. I'm not sure what we have in terms of specific lineups for each environment. I'm just looking at some of the... Oh, okay.
Well, it looks like we're going to start with Coast. It appears that Tresen's lineup will probably be Vet, Luffy and TA Noob, who is Norman in fact, so we will be just calling him that from now on. And I'll venture to say that for Reven we will have Corky, Skoo, or Sky Knight, and Clem. They also have Lolomax driving in this warm-up round at the moment. Well, we shall see, but I would normally not expect him to drive Coast.
Yeah, for some reason one more woo was called for. Warm-up, I should say. When we're typing, we just type WU, so I end up pronouncing it woo. It sounds a bit weird, but it works. Anyway, so we're still on a warm-up round, not live yet. Yeah, so Corky, I would say for Reven, Corky is probably their hot top player, and for Tresen, Luffy, I think. Would you agree?
Yes, I would say Luffy. He also has top 1 in Daddy at the moment, which is an interesting observation to make right now.
So some of the warm-up times we can see in the top left there, 102 up to 103, with Daddy 1 at a 101 low. I wonder what we're going to see in these matches, in these rounds. I'm hoping we're going to see 101s anyway, a few 101s.
Yes, I think we're going to see quite a few tonight. And it's about to start, and Reven's lineup will indeed be Skoo, Corky and Clem. Lolomax will not be driving Coast. And the lights are out, and away we go. Nobody really had a gear down. Corky slightly behind the pack, but still not too far back. Luffy, Norman and Skoo are in the lead, followed by Clem, Vet and Corky. Vet a bit slow in that slalom section. It is close between the top 4 drivers. Norman falling back. Luffy trying to pull away from the pack. Nothing doing so far. There is a tight group of 3 players right on his tail. And at the moment it does look like a Reven round, but anything can change. This is too close to call. Luffy finishes first, followed by Clem, Norman, Corky and Vet, who must have crashed. And it is indeed a round for Reven.
Yeah, and look at how tight it was at the front. I mean, that's the kind of racing I'm expecting. It was incredible. Oh, here we go. And Tresen have an early lead, but it's just slightly different lines that people are taking there. There's a lot of movement at the front in this tight pack. As we go into this winding section, got Reven with 1-3-4 position. That would be a win for them, of course, very early in this round. Luffy and Vet are not far behind. So any mistakes up front by Reven and it could all change. Or of course, any extraordinary driving from Vet or Luffy could also change it. But at the moment, Norman is struggling to get into first, but even if he gets into first, this would still be a Reven round. Reven holding strong, and they close it off. Nice job.
Yes, a close fight at the front, but not quite enough from Tresen. I even saw a couple of wallbangs from a couple of Reven players, but that is not too costly in this environment. So it is 2-0 Reven at the moment, third round. Let's see what's going to happen this time. Nobody has failed the start. Oh, as I say that is sliding out at that uphill turn, which is awkward and really catches people out. I see Corky sliding away. Clem is in the lead, not anymore. That is hotly contested between Norman, Luffy and him. Norman currently leads from Clem, from Luffy, from Skoo. And Clem has made a mistake and fell back, but not too far back, so it's still doable. At the moment I am calling Tresen this round, who are going 1-3 and 6. A couple of crashes in the last turn, and Clem managed to overcome Luffy, and this is another round for Reven.
Wow, so that's 3-0 for Reven. I didn't expect it to be this one-sided. Of course, we've had 2 rounds that have been 10-11, so they've been very close. See, Corky and Vet seem to be struggling. That's really surprising for me. So somebody has slid out. There's Luffy, and Skoo also makes a mistake. He falls into last with that. So yeah, more mistakes than I've been expecting here. I think people are just trying to take like super tight lines, trying to risk just to get the best times they possibly can. And Reven, mistake by Clem. But nevertheless, still a Reven round at the moment, with 1-3-5, well, 1-2 actually at the front now. Skoo bringing up the rear, but if Reven keeps that 1-2, he doesn't even need to finish. Norman has fallen off the pace, 4.5 seconds back. And Clem with a bad mistake. Is that enough to change everything? No, it's not going to be.
That was an unexpected turn of events, but still Reven managed to take 4th round. So far, impressive performance, and we've seen quite a few 101s already. into the 5th round we go. Can Tresen take this round? Or will we see a match point? A map point rather, for Reven. So far, Luffy is ahead. I saw somebody crushing, that would have been Norman. Luffy slides into the wall, so it is Clem out in front, followed by Corky, Luffy and Skoo. Positions are changing, and right now we have a fight for 2nd place, but no Reven players are falling behind. It is Clem from Luffy, from Skoo, from Corky, and that slightly far away from them, and Norman had a costly crash. And
there is a new...
Yes, Clem manages to actually rewrite the records and sets a daily top 1. Impressive.
Very impressive. This is amazing, actually, from Reven. I did not expect this at all. But here we go, on potentially the last round. Reven only need 1 more point. Corky slides a little at the start, so he's lost a little bit of time. So that's going to put the pressure on the other Reven players. Oh, and Clem makes a mistake. Well, this is Tresen's chance then. Is this where they start the comeback? Tresen with a 1-3-6 at the moment would be a win, but Skoo is going past Luffy. Maybe it's changing every few seconds. Here he goes. Skoo goes through now. Can he hold on to it? Luffy with a slight mistake. Oh, what is happening there? And we still have... it's still a Reven round, but this is super, super tight. Can Skoo hold on? Other 2 drivers are safe. Oh my god. Oh, what a mistake to make, and Reven take it with 2-3-4. Incredible.
That was incredible indeed. Quite a way to finish. So many mistakes right in the last turn. And yes, a 6-0 for Reven. Convincing, I would say, victory. Not really a lot of points scored by that. So a few more by Norman, but otherwise it was mostly about Reven. Not what I expected to see.
Yeah. What a map. Gosh, I'm sweating just watching that. That last round was just special.
Yes, it was indeed. So for map 2 we apparently have Stadium, ULR3 Cyclone by Snack. And we're joined by a couple of players who are obviously going to be driving Stadium for their respective teams. These are Cobra and Passi. So it appears that we will have Hardcore, Luffy and Passi driving for Tresen. And I would normally expect Cobra, Skoo and Clem on Reven's side. This should be exciting because all of those players are exceptionally skilled. And I'm expecting even closer racing on this track.
Personally, I give Tresen the edge on this one with Hardcore and Passi. I think they're a slightly stronger team for Stadium. Of course, we'll see. I don't know Cobra. I don't know what his level is exactly. You have these people in Deddy?
Yeah, I haven't seen him actually racing, but he's been consistently high in Deddies, at least in previous rounds. So he's definitely a strong Stadium player. How consistent? We will find out very soon.
So we should say this is warm-up still. It's just kind of traditional in Trackmania United that we don't do explicit warm-up rounds. I think for people who are familiar with Trackmania 2, you will very often see the round in orange, which signifies warm-up. The big downside of an explicit warm-up like that is that any times you set won't go into Deadmania, they won't count. So you could drive the world records and it just wouldn't go into Deadmania. And I think that's partially the reason why we tend to not do explicit warm-up rounds in Trackmania United. And the other reason is that we like to be a bit more flexible about how many warm-up rounds there are. Again, I think in Trackmania 2 it's very strict. You set sort of 1 or 2 warm-up rounds and that's it. That's what you get.
Yes, and I'm told in chat that Cobrask is a top tier TM2 player.
Ah, okay. Well.
So that means we shall expect a very strong performance from him.
Yeah.
So we're into the third warm-up round. Nobody says they're going to go live at the moment yet.
Yeah. We'll see how long they take until they feel comfortable, feel like they're warmed up properly.
I also think that on paper Tresen potentially slight favorites in this matchup. We shall see. Obviously, if Tresen take this map, it's basically over. They will be first in their group no matter what. But if Reven manage to win this track, I would expect them to take rally, because they have some of the sickest rally drivers in the world.
Yeah, indeed.
But this time for once we're completely impartial and we're just in it for great racing.
So this track, I haven't actually driven this track much.
Me neither, to be honest, so I can't really tell anything about tricky or interesting points about it. I only have a couple of complaints about some poles, which
classic
I
obstacles.
I usually crash into them because I'm a low skill stadium driver. Like, if I were to compete on stadium, we would need about 12 divisions, I think. And I would still be one of the worst in 12th division.
Again, I'm looking at the times that people are putting in. So we have Daddy 1, 59.18 there. And we have a couple of 59s that we had in the warm-up there. Again, it's nice to have these statistics that you can gather in warm-up. Of course, once you actually start driving the match, the pressure changes. You might be more prone to making mistakes in match, but we will see.
We will.
So good luck, have fun has gone in.
Yes, we will indeed. It's about to start. Hardcore Luffy and Passi against Cobra, Corky and Clem. And the lights are out and away we go. And nobody has made any mistakes at the start. Let's see everyone going safely through these poles. At the moment it's Cobra and Clem in the lead, followed closely by Hardcore, an ancient player who is still back, or who is still playing and still doing it at the top level. and Corky is in last position. I was actually not expecting him to drive Stadium. He's bringing up the rear, but hasn't made any significant mistakes. Cobra still leading, followed by Clem and Hardcore, who manages to sneak into second. Will there be anything interesting at the finish? I think there won't be. Clem regained second position, and we'll have 3:59s with Reven in 1-2.
Very nice. Yeah, Clem had a really good finish there, picked up a lot of time just in the closing turns. Cobra flying the flag for TM2. Very impressive. He does have a slightly different line there at the start from everyone else. Doesn't really seem to gain or lose time with it, so it's a safety, and we have lost. Who did we lose? Was that Hardcore? I made a mistake. Half a second behind, it's not much. And you can make that up. Very tight pack at the front. At the moment it is a Reven round as they get a 1-2-3. Very tight though. What can Luffy do here? Is he gonna come in with times? Oh, that's some tight lines he's taking. This looks safe though for Reven. And yeah, they close it off with a 1-2-3. 59.62 there from them.
Yes, another double 59 for the top two Reven finishers. A strong showing from them so far. 2 points to 0. They're in the lead. Into the third round we go. And nothing spectacular happening at the moment. Hardcore leading away from Clem, from Luffy, followed by Corky and Passi, who so far hasn't been too impressive in this round, with only 4 points scored. Anyway, Hardcore is on a quick time, but Clem is gaining and actually finds himself in the lead at the moment. So as things stand, it would be a Reven round. I saw Hardcore crashing away, so it is Clem and Cobra in the lead, followed by Luffy, and potentially another Reven round. Yes, indeed, another double 59 for Reven top two finishers.
And again for Clem, another best time so far in the match. Reven really impressive here. 3-0 so far. This is much more dominant than I expected. In fact, this is I expected Tresen to be stronger here. They may still do it and make a comeback. I would normally expect a stronger performance from Passi, and he's doing that right now. He's fighting for first, and he goes into first. So right now this is a Tresen round. Clem is a second behind. Even for Clem, that would be a struggle to pull that back at this point in the map. So looking good for Tresen right now. Corky might be able to make something happen. No, he makes a mistake. This is good for Tresen now. The 1-3-4, and Cobra goes out, and good job, Tresen. That's the start of a comeback, possibly. We will see.
Yes, Passi finally woke up with a 59.53, which is the fastest we've seen so far. And that was...
Again, it seems like every round there's a new fastest time for the map.
Yeah, the players are warming up apparently. Everyone has managed to drive at least 1:59 so far in these 4 rounds. But it's round 5, Passi is in the lead once again, but Cobra and Clem are breathing into his neck. Clem temporarily in first, not anymore, but it is still very tight at the top, and I cannot really call how it's going to unfold. Cobra currently first, from not anymore. It is Passi. No, everything is changing too quickly. Neck and neck, three drivers. I saw hardcore crashing, and it is Clem and Cobra with first two positions and another double 59 at the finish. What a round!
Yeah, it all changed, but then come to the end, it's a 1-2-3 for Reven. Makes it look like an easy win, but it really wasn't. So 4-1 for Reven now. Alright, clean start. Everyone is sticking together for now. Passi with a slightly tighter line. Yeah, got a bit messy there. So here we go. So Reven, looking good for Reven right now. But Luffy making good efforts to come through. He's got some good speed there. It's not going to be enough right now, but everything can change. Look at this fight at the front. Clem versus Hardcore. And so far in this match, Clem has had the edge. He's had just that little bit more speed. So Hardcore is going to have to dig in. And he makes a mistake, hits the wall. And now it's 1-2 for Reven, and that's enough to take this round.
Yes.
59-51 for Clem. Just keeps getting faster.
Yes, he is lighting up the timesheets with his fantastic round times. So it is 5-1 for Reven. It is already a map point. I was not expecting to arrive there that soon. And in this round we already see Hardcore crashing. That will not make it any easier for Tresen to make a comeback. He's 5 seconds in arrears. At the moment we have Passi and Clem fighting hard for the lead, followed by Cobra, Luffy and Corky. Corky is ahead of Luffy at the moment. Let's watch Clem, who is right on Passi's tail. He will be trying to get that first position to himself. He's trying desperately, choosing different lines. Not quite paying off at the moment. A close finish with a couple of insane times, but not quite enough for Tresen to take a round. 6-1 Reven. I am impressed to say the least.
Yeah, that was surprising. I expected Tresen with Passi and Hardcore. I thought two incredibly strong drivers there. I thought they would put up a stronger fight. Hardcore, in fact, you look at the driver points, 14 points for Hardcore, last by quite a long way, and that is surprising.
Yes, not quite the performance I was expecting to see from him. I think he was just crashing a bit too much. And Clem was impeccable once again.
He really was. Yeah. Amazing.
And now we have Rally as the last map for tonight, but not the last map for this match. And normally I would expect Reven to take it, and quite convincingly. Because even though Tresen are definitely a strong team, they have definitely D1 capable drivers, there's no doubt about that. It's just that Reven are just too strong on Rally, because they have Sib or Cybermix, who is probably one of the best rally drivers in the game. There's Lolomax, who is an absolute legend in, especially when it comes to TMO environments. And they also have Guy, who is also no slouch on rally.
I think Lolomax is gonna, Sib is gonna drive on the blue team just to try and even it up a little bit.
That would have made it interesting.
Yeah, everyone's forgotten to get on the right team, but I'm sure they'll be sorting that out soon.
Especially since they're using fast, which facilitates that. You can just type /red /blue to switch from one team to the other.
Yeah, no messing around with a GUI. And this is warm-up, of course. Actually, we only have 5 people driving at the moment. So who are we missing? So we've got 3 Reven drivers, only 2 Tresen.
I saw
what's going on?
Jonny driving, and he has disconnected a few moments ago. Maybe he's going to drive.
Could be.
Clem is telling his teammates to switch to the red team in French.
Yeah.
And Jonny rejoins the server. We're still in warm-up.
Yeah, so on this map we have, towards the end, just coming up now, there's an engine killer. Basically, once you hit that, Sib goes over it and Lolomax goes over it. After that, you can no longer accelerate. So you have to coast all the way to the finish, and if you hit those rocks right before the finish, you could be in trouble. It could be that you lose so much speed you can no longer make it to the finish. You have to respawn and try again, basically. Or there is a slower finish you can go to. It's safer, half a second slower.
Yes, an interesting idea by Black Q. What can we say about the track? So there's this wobbly zigzag section at the start, which is tricky and can catch people off guard and put them into a checkpoint. There are quite a few landing bugs from that wooden platform. The tunnel entrance is tricky. I absolutely love the section that follows, this long tarmac turn to the left and the whole dirt section. Well, maybe not the whole dirt section. I find that it is so easy to slide out of the last dirt corner of a 90-degree right-hander. Then there is a rather buggy transition to the wooden platforms once again. And that's basically it for this track.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks, I think, from this league. A glorious track, I think. Very diverse. Every part seems to be well calculated in terms of challenging the driver. There's good variety in speed and surfaces. The only real points of criticism I would have for this track are there are a couple of fairly bad bugs. And of course the way the finish is done is a stylistic choice that some people will obviously disagree with. Love it or hate it. Personally, I think it's pretty good. I think in matches you see almost everybody just goes for the risky finish. I think there were some predictions that more people would go for the safe finish, but it's turned out not to be the case. Everyone just does the risky finish.
Yes, I personally don't even find it that risky. It's...
yeah, that's why everyone does it.
not really about risking it, but safing it less than the other
Yeah,
players.
yeah. But it really, I think it is going to depend on the situation. I mean, if you're neck and neck with somebody, that's what puts the pressure on. Who's going to break latest? Who's going to try to carry the most speed? And that's when it becomes interesting.
And
But even if you're 0.2 ahead of somebody, you're going to go for the risky finish. You're going to take it reasonably safe, and you're going to be okay. Sib just drove a dead E1.
yes, he did indeed. Not quite,
Wow, look at that.
not.
A second and a half faster than sorry, no, 1.2 seconds faster than anyone else, even Lolomax.
It is
Uh,
not quite as quick as his TA record, which is 111 1 something. But
these are interesting times though. 113. I was expecting. I mean, even in warm up, I was expecting faster times than that. So we'll just see how it goes in the match. Everyone's just going to get their focus.
oh yeah. And it's about to begin. We have Jonny, Norman and Vet against Lolomax, Guy and Sib, or Cybermix. And off we go! And we already have a slower start by Jonny, I believe. And Norman has crashed into that checkpoint I had talked about. So we have 3 Reven drivers in the lead, and it is something I was expecting to see, to be honest. Let's see what sort of times they're going to get. Nobody on the Reven team going for a wallbang on that tunnel entrance. Next time we will try and see what the Tresen players are doing there. Because there are 2 approaches. 2 ways to approach that. Meanwhile, Guy has gone off the dirt tracks onto the off-road bit and fell into 3rd, and it is Cybermix followed by Lolomax followed by Guy and a bunch of Tresen players far away in the distance. A 111 already for Sib from the very first round and 112 for Lolomax.
Yeah, an impressive drive from Sib and an impressive drive from Reven overall. Tresen, I really expected better from them. That looked very messy. So we'll see if that continues. Jonny with a slightly slower start. And again, Norman crashes at that same checkpoint, that wobbly section. He really doesn't like it. I know some drivers do struggle on that section. It's maybe just better to take it safe. Go a little bit slower and make sure you get through without a crash. But here Reven go again. With their 1, 2, 3, couple of wall bangs. It didn't quite work out for Lolomax. The walls that suck got him a little bit there. Not enough to cause real pain. He's 0.7 behind Sib. And Tresen are 2 seconds behind now. I mean, there is a fight. Vet is trying to take Gui. But he's fallen back a bit now. And Reven are just running away with this. What a performance. 3 seconds ahead already. As we come into this closing section of the map, is anyone going to make a mess of it? Not Sib, not Lolomax, and not Gui. Okay, no messes. And a 1, 2, 3 for Reven. Again, very impressive. Sib with a 1:11.54 takes Daddy 1 again in the match.
Yes.
Incredible. By quarter of a second.
Another impressive round from Sib. He's already done 2 111s. Let's see if he's going to lower the benchmark even further. Alright, into the 3rd round. Norman finally not crashing into that checkpoint. He's the leading Tresen driver at the moment, but he is about 0.3 slower than the Reven trio. But he had gone too wide on that off-road section, and Vet has got sucked into a wall. Not too bad though, and he's actually coming back on the Revens, who are bunched up pretty close to one another. Sib has failed in his attempt to improve the Daddy Top 1 even further, because he's currently going 0.7 slower. But there's nothing really in it in this round for Tresen, because they are 1.5 seconds slower, and that has gone onto the grass. All three Reven drivers with 112s.
Yeah, impressive. So at this point, do we start talking about Sib maybe finishing first in every round? Can it be done?
I think I can try and switch to Sib, and we can just comment on his performance.
I mean, his best time is a second ahead of anyone else. Okay. And Reven pull out an early lead with a 1-2 and now a third, but Norman is fighting for that third. Gets it briefly, but Gui has a better line that carries more speed. So let's see this entrance. So some wall bangs. Tresen Vet tries a wall bang there. Reven just dominant. Sib taking the lead once more. This twisty section on the dirt, or gravel as some people say. Every turn is different, all well calculated, just a good flow through that section. Sib is well down on his best time. Is he just safing now? He's satisfied with his time and just wants to bring it all home. Comes close to the rocks, but no mistakes. Norman touches the rocks, but doesn't lose much time. Another 1-2-3 for Reven.
Yes.
And that's 4-0.
Another impressive round from Sib. Another 111. Also, I want to say hello to Jumper Jack, who has joined our stream. And yeah, also I think we should talk about controllers in use, because I think that everybody on Tresen is using gamepads. I'm not sure about Guy, probably a gamepad user himself, but I can tell you for sure that Lolomax is using a joystick, while Sib is a wheel driver. And that does make quite a bit of a difference on rally, because those two controllers, joystick and especially wheel, give you a lot more precision, which allows you to drive quite a bit faster and more consistently. And that is exactly what we're seeing at the moment. I am sorry for following Sib for 2 rounds in a row. There's simply not enough action, and I think we can just marvel at the way he is driving, because that is something you're not going to see every day.
Norman going for the safe finish, because what difference is it going to make?
Yes, no difference whatsoever.
Unless he's thinking about his stats. Stats from Jumper Jack and Lolomax. They produce all the stats for these matches. So here we are, potentially in the last round. Let's see, can Lolomax stop Sib from winning every round? This could be his last chance. So this field, you want to avoid the bumps in the field, and everyone seems to. Norman, fast! Norman coming through, well, he can't spoil the party on his own. He's going to need some backup from his teammates. Fortunately, he's fallen off the pace himself. And he goes onto the grass. That's just going to lose too much time. And Gui is now fighting with him for third. Sib and Lolomax. Sib in front again. go into this. They break hard for this corner, try to take it smooth as possible. We lost Norman. And here's where the wheel precision comes in, driving this fast section where you just need a little steering input. And he closes it off. Sib winning every round. Reven with a 1-2-3 again. That's a 6-0. Amazing job, Reven.
Yes, quite a performance from Reven and especially Sib. To be completely frank, I did not expect this part of the match to be that one-sided. So we have 3-0 for Reven, who can potentially take that first place in their subdivision. So that means we're finished for tonight. They're going to play Desert tomorrow, and I'm not quite sure what to expect. There are strong Desert players on both lineups. It is going to be exciting, but unfortunately I will not be able to stream that because I'm going to play a fun match against the No team myself. Anything else you wanted to add, Mix?
Oh, I just what an amazing match. I mean, Reven were absolutely dominant, which was unexpected for me. But nevertheless, just really a fun match to watch. That incredible performance from Sib in closing map was something to behold. For me, well worth seeing.
Yes, so that was it from us for tonight. You can join me tomorrow for the stream of the match against the No. That would be CMC and the No. And there should be some more action that I'm going to stream in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.